A total of 166 teams descended upon LakePoint Sports for the 2024 16U National Championship. It was a collective that included a who's who of names that would define the summer, including eventual Future Games MVP Rob Zarnecki from Indiana Bulls. The baseball village was humming, and we're taking you back there with this Game Rewind. Cory McCartney, and along with Grayson Rosen, we've got a great matchup for you between GBSA Rays and building champions Grayson. And you talk about an embarrassment of riches among these teams. This pool play game had it. 9 now committed players and 6 with national rankings.
Yeah, we saw so much talent from both of these rosters, and we saw these teams a couple of times throughout the summer. These are two programs that always bring some great squads to LakePoint, and this one certainly lives up to that.
All right, let's take a look at the lineups and how these teams will lead out here for this pool play matchup from the 16U National Championships. Building champions leading off with left fielder Benjamin Burton, followed by shortstop Brady Stewart. Milo Burton, the second baseman, hitting third, followed by first baseman Drew Yockey. Then it's right fielder Luke Hanahan, center fielder Hayden Sharp, DH Max Hamilton, catcher Carter Jeffries, extra hitter AC Van Reen, and third baseman Blake J. James Forgy. The right-hander will be on the mound for GBSA Premier Rays. Reeston Durham, the extra hitter leading off, followed by center fielder R.J. Groomster. Then it's shortstop Cameron Jackson, pitcher Braylon Nelson, left fielder Bryson Harris, Sebastian Dimitrov, the extra hitter, hitting sixth. Hitting seventh is right fielder Aiden Gorvit. Third baseman North Williams hitting eighth. Hitting ninth is Jace Dardar, the second baseman. Zachary Simmons, the first baseman, hitting 10th. And catcher Josh Jordan will hit 11th. All right, let's head out to our action again, bringing you a pool play game here from the 16U National Championships.
Yeah, this one got started bright and early. This was an 8 a.m. pool play game on, I believe it was June 23rd, and honestly, just talking about June 23rd kind of warms me up a little bit. The temperature is rising here today, but it's a relatively brisk morning in Georgia as we're recording this. So just thinking about the summer is already warming me up.
So we got Benjamin Burton again leading things off for building champions. He'll be followed by Brady Stewart and Milo Burton. Braylon Nelson on the mound for GBSA Premier Rays. A little bit of intel here for you on the pitcher Nelson, out of 6'5", 215-pound right-hander. There you see him working the fastball up around 86. Got a curveball as well, 73 to 77. Delivers to Burton. That one's going to miss high.
Yeah, obviously the first thing that jumps out at you with sorry, is this Nelson on the mound?
Yep.
Yeah, with Nelson on the mound is just the size. That's the biggest thing that's is pointing out at you as he's up on the mound. But he can really just work good at bats. He's got a good mix as well that we'll see on display throughout this game. So excited to see how these two match up.
Another miss. That one going to go glove side. Yeah, Nelson out of Pensacola Catholic in Alabama. One of the rare Alabama players on this GBSA Rays team. A lot of these guys, as you mentioned a little while ago to me off camera, a lot of guys out of South Georgia, and that one across third base makes the throw across the diamond for the first out. So we go from Burton to Brady Stewart. Brady Stewart from St. Thomas Aquinas in Kansas, the second-ranked shortstop in Kansas, number 8 overall, 106th ranked shortstop in the nation, 458 overall in the class. It's a South Carolina commit now. Found himself at the 2024 Future Games, where he'd end his summer. A miss at a fastball at 83. Another miss, that one high, coming at 82 from Nelson.
Yeah, Nelson up on the mound. I actually just pulled up his Twitter to see if he had any updated. He's actually listed at 6'6", 215, and he's a Florida State commit, which is not on his prep baseball profile.
Well, I know they try to keep those as updated as possible. This is kind of a strange part of the year, though, because you get so many guys that have signed, some other guys that have committed a little bit late in the process after teams figure out what they've got from a signee standpoint. So a miss inside, so he will walk Brady Stewart on 4 pitches. That's going to bring up Burton. Milo Burton from Olathe East High School in Kansas. Second-ranked third baseman, Kansas, 7th overall, 16th third baseman in the nation, 235 overall in the class. Missouri commit. Again, another guy that found himself at the 24 feature games. I mean, talked about it, in the intro there, the number of ranked players. 9 players with future games or junior future games experience in this Building Champions team. 7 commits in all.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best programs just kind of in that general region of the country. And we see so many teams that they bring to these tournaments at all different levels or all different age groups that just show up and show out just about every time they get here.
So Nelson missed, get that strike looking, to start things off against Burton. That's going to miss down low. Runner taken off for second, and he will safely be there. Stewart showing off the speed. Comes Nelson with the 1-1 to Burton. See how aggressive Stewart wants to get there. Get a healthy lead at second.
Yeah, I think in a lot of these games, especially with such star-studded rosters, you're really just trying to get early runs if possible. And sometimes aggression seems to pay off early in these games with such talented players.
Fouls that 83-mile-an-hour fastball off, and that's going to run the count to 2-2. It's 2-2 from Nelson. Is going to miss outside.
Yeah, and with Stewart on second base, you're thinking with that kind of speed, he's got a 6'8", 260, probably scoring on just about anything that makes it to the outfield. So you certainly want to try and put something in play here.
Nelson delivers, and Burton does indeed put it into play. Can't come away with it, though. It's short, so an error is going to allow Burton to reach. We'll have runners at first and second for Drew Yockey.
Yeah, early errors is something you do not want to see in a game like this. You're likely going to see a lot of extremely talented players come to the plate and a lot of talented players show off, and you can't really just give them free ones here early in this game.
So the third straight member of the 2024 feature games now strides to the plate for Building Champions, and Drew Yockey, 6'3", 220-pounder from Mill Valley High School in Kansas. Top-ranked first baseman in Kansas, 21st overall. Drew, as of this recording, is uncommitted. Nelson down the pipe for a strike. That went at 84 miles an hour. Nelson at 6'6", 215 pounds. Shooter Hunt likes to talk about frames that you dream on, and I certainly think Bryce Nelson, with that size and certainly a lot of weight to still put on, gives you one of those frames that you can dream on and imagine when he gets down to Tallahassee what that velocity is going to look like.
Yeah, as a Florida State fan myself, I'm certainly looking forward to it.
Nelson delivers down the middle and gets himself a strikeout of Drew Yockey.
Yeah, that was great work right there just throughout that at bat. Set him up. He was a little bit off the mark there on the first pitch, fights back 3 times, changes the eye level a couple times, and gets a strikeout on a well-placed breaking ball there.
So there'll be 2 down for Luke Hanahan. Hanahan right fielder, Xavier commit out of Blue Valley Southwest High School in Kansas. works his way out of that one. Another 2024 feature gamer. I feel like this Building Champions team could have just showed up and represented Kansas and Missouri.
Yeah, there's a couple of those teams where you see that every now and then, where it just seems like the whole team made up the whole Future Games team, and sometimes just because some of those programs just dominate those states.
Holds off, but that will be a strike. Counts now 1-1, hand-to-hand. Second-ranked outfielder in Kansas, 14th overall. Runs a 6.8 360. Comes the 1-1 from Nelson. Jump out of the way again to make it 2-1. Nelson really had a lot of success against Yaki going outside the zone. Not having that same level of success here so far against hand-to-hand. Let's see what he does on the 2-1. Swing and a miss that at 83 miles an hour, run the count even.
Yeah, it's a good spot to just try and get into the zone there and force a swing. Obviously, you've got runners on the base path, so you don't want to be giving anything up easily, but in this position, you really just need strikes.
It's 2 down, got runners at first and second. Keeps trying to go inside against hand-to-hand, but it's not working.
Yeah, it seems like the approach here is to try and generate some weak contact, potentially get a ground ball out of it, and hopefully make up for the past mistakes that we saw on that error earlier in the field.
All right, the count is now full. Again, runners at first and second, 2 down. Like a repeat of every ball that he threw to hand-to-hand ends up having him jumping out of the way, and he will make his way down to first base and load the bases for Hayden Sharp. Sharp center fielder out of Lee's Summit West.
It's a big spot here early in this game with the bases loaded. You got 2 outs. A lot of things could happen here, but you're also looking at GBSA Rays and just trying to lean on Braylon Nelson and let him get back into his rhythm.
Another miss inside. Going at 85. Sharp playing center field today, but he is listed as the top-ranked first baseman in Missouri in the class, 15th overall. Missouri commit. The 1-0 from Nelson. Miss, gets away from the catcher. Runner will take off, and Brady Stewart will score to give Building Champions a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Just heads-up base running right there by Building Champions. Like we talked about earlier, you want to get those early runs at any way possible, and with 2 outs, bases loaded, you made something happen right there. That's a big first run in this game.
So they took advantage of the couple miscues from Nelson. The walks proved costly. Stewart crosses the plate for that early lead. Puts this one in play. First baseman gathers, has it himself, and will end that half an inning, but not before Building Champions takes a 1-0 lead. We'll be back with more of our game rewind from the 16U National Championship. Get our first look at James Forgy on the mound for Buildings Champions. He's going to be facing off against Reeston Durham, R.J. Groomster, and Cameron Jackson for GBSA Rays. Reeston Durham at the plate. This part of a ridiculously big summer for Reeston Durham, who would end it by announcing himself as a Texas commit out of Decula, the second-ranked shortstop in Georgia, 5th overall. You and I had some fun with him this past summer, too. We mic'd him up for a live in-game talk-back, and you talk about personality and a guy who's just excited to be on the field playing the game of baseball, and Reeston Durham is absolutely that.
Yeah, we when we did that video with him, we had talked to him, and we were like, okay, so like how long, do you want to do this? We were still early in the idea of that video, and he was just, I think he kind of thought he was just going to do it the whole game.
Yeah.
And then we ended up getting the mics back from him. But, yeah, he just seems like every time I see him out here, he's just going out and having fun. It was a big thing I saw with him as well when he came back for future games for Team Georgia. So I really like Reeston, and I'm glad that he got a big chance and joins one of the best recruiting classes in college baseball with Texas.
Yep. The guy told me he likes to cook, and his mom was going to make sure he knew how to cook before he leaves the house. So
it's important.
That's right. And you talk about a guy who has logged a ton of meaningful moments here at LakePoint Sports. Obviously, we're seeing him in one of the biggest events that he's playing in the 16U National Championship, but he was a 2024 feature gamer, a 2023 feature gamer in which he was playing up against an older competition. He was also a 21 junior feature gamer, so he's a guy who has been here, done that, and he has shown out when given the opportunity to. Now it's going to get away on a drop third, and Durham's making his way down to first base. The throw is not in time, so Reeston Durham showing off the 6.87 60 time as he races down the first baseline to beat it out on the drop third strike.
Yeah, that's great heads-up play, especially early in a game. Sometimes you're not really keeping that in mind of the drop third, and see him just absolutely firing out of the left-hander batter box and making it to first pretty easily.
Georgia Premier Academy's R.J. Groomster, center fielder today for GBSA Rays, now at the plate, and Forgy starts him off with ball one. 29th ranked outfielder in Georgia, 114 overall. Another guy who can fly, a 6.88 60.
Yeah, one of many Georgia Premier Academy players in this lineup for GBSA Rays.
He flips that one back foul against Forgy. A Kansas State commit on the mound for Building Champions, 6 foot, 174 pounder. He's got a fastball that gets up to 86, change up around 76, 79. He's got a curveball that sets 75 to 77, and a slider is around 78, and a ton of spin with this guy. The fastball over 2,000, the changeup over 2,100, 2,500 off the curveball, and 2,200 off the slider.
Yeah, those are big numbers, and talking about spin wins, it certainly does. And a guy like Forgy, obviously, he's earned himself quite a bit of acclaim here as a starting pitcher. So excited to see what he has to offer.
Well, so far he's gotten a strikeout, but it came with a base runner. Reeston Durham stands at first base off the drop third. He will issue a walk to Groomster, so there'll be runners at first and second. Now here comes Cameron Jackson. Jackson, Georgia Premier Academy. We've already talked about the number of players on this roster from that school. South Carolina commit as well. Third-ranked shortstop in Georgia. He's actually giving ways to Reeston Durham to start this game off at short. It's a nice luxury to have, right? You can go from a Texas commit at shortstop, or you can throw a South Carolina commit at shortstop.
Yeah, both of our starting shortstops in this game, South Carolina commits. Brady Stewart right there, number 7, as well. South Carolina commit. So we'll see if maybe that'll be a middle infield tandem in the future in Columbia.
We've just seen one non-fastball pitch out of the hands of Forgy so far. Swing and a miss. Jackson. That a fastball at 80.
Oh, I guess that was a strike. I didn't even realize that was a strikeout.
Don't pay attention. The game moves by you pretty quickly.
Exactly. Got to keep your head up, keep looking. Braylon Nelson now hitting for himself here.
Yeah, saw some clips on Nelson's Twitter of him at the in the cage working. So this is a guy primarily a pitcher, but he can certainly get it done at the plate as well.
Yeah, and with that kind of frame, you're certainly looking for some power to maybe come out of it.
The throw to third, not in time. Runner will advance, so Reeston Durham finds himself at third base off the double steal. So we'll have him at second and third.
Finish it right here.
Counts now 1-1. Nelson with a chance here to erase the deficit and tie this thing up at 1-1. No, that's a called strike. He's got to get back to work. Again, you got runners at second and third. So he will walk him. Now we'll have the bases loaded. From Nelson to Bryson Harris, Georgia Premier Academy. Harris is Prep Baseball's 37th ranked outfielder in Georgia, 146 overall. Missed by Forgy. We've seen a couple walks and strikeout. Technically 2 strikeouts, but Durham reaching off the drop third. That's got us with the bases loaded, 2 outs. That one's in play. Shortstop has it. Goes to first, and that will end the inning. We have a 1-0 lead as Building Champions gets themselves out of trouble. We'll be back with our game rewind.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
On to the second inning, we have a 1-0 lead for Building Champions over GBSA Rays in our game rewind from the 16U National Championship. Max Hamilton, Carter Jeffries, and AC Van Reen will be at the plate for Building Champions. Florida State commit Braylon Nelson continues on the mound for GBSA Rays.
So now Braylon Nelson takes the mound in the second inning, down 1-0 this time around. We'll see how he looks now that he's pitching from behind.
Misses a start off against Hamilton. Olathe West, 2026 Oklahoma State commit. #1 right-handed pitcher in Kansas. We're seeing him at DH right now. Nelson misses inside. 5th overall in the class. He's the 76th ranked right-handed pitcher in the nation, 227 overall. That one down the middle from Nelson, 83 for the strike. You may not be surprised to hear this, but Max Hamilton was here for the 2024 Future Games.
Of course.
He's got that one in play. Short gathers, throws, pulled him off the bag slightly, but able to get his foot down for the out.
He was showing off that 6'9", 760 right there. Just about made it.
Some nice work from Cameron Jackson at short for GBSA. So now it's Carter Jeffries' turn. Summit Christian, Xavier commit.
Yeah, one of the two Xavier commits in this lineup, along with teammate Luke Hanahan, who we saw in the first inning.
Miss on the fastball outside. Jeffries was here for the 21 junior feature games. Catcher with pop times down to 184 and a 79 catcher velo.
Yeah, 184 is a phenomenal pop time for a junior in high school.
For a guy who's 6'2", 175 as well.
Yeah, getting everything moving.
But at the plate, he's got bat speeds around 73.6, 86, nearly 90 velos. Breaking ball misses for Nelson's going to run the count to 2-1. Jeffries ropes that down the left side. Oh, it gets away from the left fielder, and he's going to make his way to second base. Carter Jeffries standing at second, got himself a double.
It's a good way to start off the inning. We talked about how they kind of pieced things together last inning and found themselves getting a run out of it on a pass ball with bases loaded. This time, starting it off with a double is a great way to get an early lead and continue it.
Here is Mill Valley, Kansas's AC Van Reen, who's extra hitter today for Building Champions. He's got runner now at second base in the form of Jeffries with one out.
Yeah, AC Van Reen, a high school teammate of Drew Yockey, who we saw come up to the plate in the first inning.
That fastball at 85 misses from Nelson to start out the AB. Heavy diet of fastballs so far from Nelson in this inning. He's thrown just one non-fastball in the 9 pitches that he's thrown. Goes back to the fastball there at 84 for the swing and a miss. The count now is 1-1.
Long wait right there.
Yeah, Nelson goes fastball again.
Nelson.
That one misses low at 89. Seen a couple times where Nelson's just taken long enough. He gets to that point where you wonder whether the batter's going to step out.
Yeah, it's almost like he's trying to test their patience there at the plate. It's a good way to pace the game yourself if you're the pitcher. One of those things that without a pitch clock you don't really need to think about.
Sends that one back foul. Another fastball. That one at 84. He's now got himself a 2-2 count.
Catcher Josh Jordan's going to come out and have a word with his starting pitcher.
You got a runner at second base, Carter Jeffries, who hit a double. Already one down. They had something in mind there and did not work because they're going to get called for a balk, so we're going to see him advance to third.
It looks like Montgomery's not really happy about that one.
Cameron Jackson trying to figure it out as well.
Yeah, in the moment, I didn't really see anything that tipped me off. Maybe they're saying he turned his shoulders the wrong way. Could have maybe engaged his body forward before making the spin around, but in real time, it looked clean.
Well, Nelson called for the balk, so now have Jeffries at third. 1-0 already the lead for Building Champions. A miss inside. So we now have a full count. All fastballs in this AB against Van Reen. Goes fastball again, and that one gets fouled back. One registered at 85 miles an hour.
Interested to see what he brings for him right here, because 3-2, you're trying to make something happen right now.
Puts that one in play, and that's going to draw. Nearly dropped, with the second baseman cuts across and makes that his own. And now they're going to be 2 down. Still going to have Jeffries at third base. A nice job defensively there from second, cutting that off. Could have been down, could have been trouble, but instead there's going to be 2 down and remains a runner at third. Now here is Blake J.
I thought with that one, it looked like it might drop right in front of our shortstop, and might have to see the quick hands put to the test to get an out at first, but good work right there by second base to make the play and hold your runner at third as well.
So Mill Valley's Blake J. try to prevent Building Champions from stranding a runner at third, and it will start him out with a strike at 85. Blake playing third base today, 7th ranked shortstop though in Kansas, 28th overall in the class.
Yeah, third player on this team from Mill Valley
in
Kansas, so must have something going for him right now.
Big miss, glove side. That the rare breaking ball that we've seen from Nelson in this inning. That's going to run the count even at 1-1. I did not get the call on the fastball on the outside, so the count now 2-1 to Jay.
It seems like Braylon Nelson just kind of finding himself in some extended at-bats that could have been maybe avoided with some better control. That one's hit well out to right field.
Yeah, that one's going to drop down, and Jeffries is going to score. Jay on his way to second base, and he'll be in for an RBI double. Great job by Blake Jay putting that one in play, and Building Champions lead is now 2-0 here in the second.
Yeah, he looked like he was maybe storming for third base the way he rounded first, but definitely showing off that 6'8", 260 right there. Now we're going to bring it back to the top of the lineup here for Benjamin Burton, who we saw earlier.
Two nothing lead now for Building Champions. Burton rips that one, but that is going to be caught down the left side for an out. So out of that inning, but Building Champions has made it a 2-0 lead. We'll be back with our game rewind.
Where is it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage and keep it juicy. Boogie, woogie, jam, slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty mic.
We have a 2-0 lead for Building Champions over GBSA Rays in our game rewind from the 16U National Championships. Going to have Sebastian Dimitrov lead things off for GBSA Rays, going to be followed by Aiden Gorvit And North Williams, first pitch. Dimitrov sends that down the side, and that's going to be in for a single. Nearly had a diving play from the second baseman, cutting across the screen like Superman. And not enough, though, as that drops in front of him, and Dimitrov going to lead things off with a single.
Yeah, that's huge for momentum here early in this game. Saw a couple things just not really go your way these first 2 innings. So for GBSA Rays, they just get a leadoff base runner and hopefully can spark something here early in this game.
Loganville's Aiden Gorvit now at the plate. Loganville, perennial champions, it seems as though here in the state of Georgia, just keep rattling them off like it's got a Pez dispenser pushing out championships. But that has been a stacked program the past few years. Aiden Gorvit, this right fielder, part of that. Back-to-back fastballs have missed for Forgy, one at 81 and one at 80. Goes back to it there, but that does get a strike at the bottom of the zone. Another fastball. That one gets on the outside corner. And dancing around here against Dimitrov. It's got a 2-2 count. Pops that up. Left fielder has it, and Dimitrov will make his way back to first base. So Gorvit flies out. Here's North Williams.
Really liking what I'm seeing right now from James Forgy on the mound, his second inning of work, just kind of continuing to roll. He's got the lead that he's been pitching with since they put up that run in the first, and just continues to just really make well-placed pitches and force some swings, force some contact out of this opposing lineup.
Back-to-back misses against Williams. You got a runner at first in the form of Dimitrov. Two-0 count to Williams. Rips that one down the right side. That's going to go all the way back to the wall. It's bouncing off the wall. North Williams makes his way into second base. The runner's going to hold at third, so we'll have him at second and third. Now the ball is going to get away from the catcher.
Good work back.
Roll throw in, yeah. That looked like a showcase throw all the way in, you know, trying to light up the radar gun a little bit there, but runners at second and third.
Hate to break it to you, but I don't think anybody's got the radar gun out in the middle of your game. But a hard-thrown ball nonetheless.
That could be an interesting element that prep baseball could add to its tournaments, that we could start making it more of an in-game showcase environment. This is Jace Dardar at the plate. Dardar, Georgia Premier Academy second baseman. Sends that one back foul.
See what Forgy's got to offer here. Dealing with some runners on base, just about.
Yeah, and you know what? If you're Bryce Nelson, you're thinking, I just did that same thing.
Exactly.
Give him the balk. But it worked for James Forgy. Runners to second and third. Dardar puts that in play down the right side. First baseman has it, tags the bag, and going to throw back to second. They got him off the bag for the inning-ending double play. Great job at first base there for Building Champions, who leads 2-0. We'll be back as we continue our Game Rewind.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
2-0 lead for Building Champions as we continue with this game rewind from the 16U National Championship. Brady Stewart, Milo Burton, and Drew Yockey will be at the plate for Building Champions. Still got Braylon Nelson, the Florida State commit, on the mound for GBSA Rays.
Let's see if Braylon Nelson can just settle in. He's allowed a run in each of his first 2 innings of work. Just maybe want to see something a little bit calm down. Trying to hit the zone is probably his biggest worry right now going into his 3rd inning, but see what he has to offer. See if Building Champions as well on the offensive side can just kind of keep this momentum rolling.
Well, his first offering was a fastball that Stewart fouled off, and he goes back to the fastball, but that misses low to run it to 1-1. Stewart provided the game's first run, scoring off of a wild pitch. Another miss, now 2-1. Swings through that fastball at 85 inside.
Yeah, fouled that one off. Got a piece of, looked like the catcher and our umpire as well. So looks like his hand, his mask must have got knocked out of place.
Stewart's first pitch was first at bat, excuse me, was a 4-pitch walk. He ends up scoring. Another miss from Nelson. Just searching for consistency so far in this appearance. Another miss and another walk for Stewart. After 6 pitches, he makes his way down to first, and here comes Milo Burton.
It seems like to this point the biggest thing kind of plaguing Braylon Nelson's start here is just kind of getting behind early and finding himself on a lot of 2-1 counts and just having a tough time getting through and finishing it out.
Well, he goes 81-mile-an-hour fastball to start things off against Burton. Again, you got Stewart now standing at first off a leadoff walk. A lazy throw back to first base, I think, just to keep him honest.
Maybe you just had to play it safe. Didn't want to get called for another
that's
ball.
right.
Move things slow. Make sure you do everything right.
There you go. The 0-1 rips that one up the middle. No, excuse me, to the right side. And that's kind of a no man's land. Just hit hard enough that it got past the pitcher, but was kind of just put in a spot where nobody could get to it. So Milo Burton finds himself with an infield single. So we're going to have runners now at first and second with nobody out.
Yeah, big thing we're seeing right now from Building Champions is they're winning with speed right now on the base paths, just running out infield hits and making stretching plays into doubles that maybe should have been a single. It's been a lot of displays of speed here on the base paths and very good base running from Building Champions, and it's a big part of why they've got a 2-0 lead.
So after the walk in the infield single, here's Drew Yockey with runners at first and second and nobody out. Yockey, 6'3", 220-pounder. Chance to cash in here for Building Champions, who already lead 2-0. Missed glove side from Nelson. I feel like if there was a pitch clock here at LakePoint Sports that Nelson would be in constant violation.
Yeah, he's certainly taking his time up there on the mound and maybe just letting the game come to him.
And fouls the 83-mile-an-hour fastball off down the left side and runs the count to 1-1. We've got Yockey with exit velos up to 96.5, bat speed at nearly 80 for the first-ranked first baseman in Kansas. Brady Stewart dancing around.
Bird flew past the camera really quick.
That was fast.
Yeah. Kind of threw me off. Braylon Montgomery giving us plenty of time to talk about the bird.
Yeah. Swings through that throwback on the back pick throw to first base is not going to work, though, and so they're going to have runners at second and third now. And we'll see him take off as that ball got away from the first baseman.
What's the call here?
I think we're sending everybody back.
Sending people back. It's Braylon Nelson.
Yep.
Called him Braylon Montgomery.
So everybody's going back, so we'll have runners at first and second again. And Brady Stewart just getting some wind sprints in, apparently. He's going to make his way back to second base. A little bit of confusion all around. But Building Champions continues to lead 2-0. They have runners at first and second.
Taking his time.
Yep.
It's surprising to see. You don't really get that all that often, especially in youth baseball. You don't see a lot of guys taking their time and really soaking it all in up there on the mound before they give their offering.
Yeah, I mean, I think more often than not, you just see batters just stepping out.
Yeah.
So we'll have a meeting here with Nelson, who has flashed a little bit of what's obviously earned him that commitment to Florida State with that electric fastball. He's just having a little bit of trouble locating it, and we're seeing that play out again here in this at bat against Yaki.
Yeah, I think, early on in this game, he gave up a couple of free passes. He had the reach on error that has just kind of thrown things off as he's gone through, and hasn't really had a steady spot to stand on here in this game. And I think it's just kind of hard to get past those early runs now that you're into your third inning of work, but you kind of just got to figure out a way that you can settle in and hopefully just generate outs.
He's got Milo Burton at first, Brady Stewart at second. Another miss for Nelson. Building Champions already leading 2-0. Cameron Jackson and future South Carolina teammate Brady Stewart dancing back there. First baseman had it himself, and so that'll provide an out, but runners will both advance now to second and third. So Luke Hanahan grounds out, and here is Hayden Sharp.
See what Building Champions can do here in this position. You obviously would love to add on to your lead here right now, but it really comes down to what you can do on the base paths right now. It doesn't seem like, they're not really getting too many hits, but when you get those walks and you get those base runners, see what you can do outside of just hitting the ball and putting it in play.
And Sharp puts the first ball in play. Second baseman has it. Darda throws over to first to get out of it, and they will strand two, but Building Champions continues to lead 2-0. We'll be back with our game rewind.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
It'll be Zachary Simmons, Josh Jordan, and Reeston Durham at the top of the order for GBSA Rays. They trail 2-0 against building champions. James Forgy is back out on the mound. Sit now in the bottom of the third inning. Down the middle for a strike.
I think now as we roll into our bottom of the third here, we're just looking for some life out of this offense from GBSA Rays. They're still down 2-0 and looking to maybe make some changes here and get something started. Simmons, a fantastic candidate for it, the Kell High School first baseman.
Yeah, you and I were talking earlier today. The Georgia Dugout Club will be here in February as Simmons skies that. Catcher will have it for the first out. Kell will be here for the Georgia Dugout Club tournament in February, so we'll see Simmons again here then for that event. So he pops out, and now it's Josh Jordan's turn. Jordan, again, another Georgia Premier Academy player. It's 5'10", 160-pound righty.
Yeah, great work out of our catcher there, Carter Jeffries, to make that catch in foul territory, kind of leaning back towards fair territory almost. But secures it with that catcher's glove, which is one of the most difficult things you can do.
Down the middle at 84 to run the count to 1-1. Sends that back foul at 84 to make it 1-2. Two nothing is the lead for building champions as we sit here in the third inning. Miss on the breaking ball. It's going to run the count even at 2-2. Bounces into the catcher's mitt, and the count will now be full.
Yeah, a bit of a out of character at bat based on the work we've seen from James Forgy to this point, but see if he can fight back and make something happen here.
He walks Jordan, so have a runner at first as we turn things back to the top of the order and Texas commit Reeston Durham.
This is certainly where you want to be at the lineup if you want a turning point from your offense here. We know we've already talked at length about Reeston, but with Reeston and then R.J. Groomster coming up after him, these are the kind of guys that make the difference in a game like this.
Yep. Reeston and those exit velos near 95, bat speed at 75. It's the guy that can absolutely make you pay as the changeup gets away from catcher and bounces down and start him off at ball one. Oh, he skies this one. Who's got it? Right fielder does, and that will be an out. So now going to be one down as Reeston Durham flies out to right, and here's R.J. Groomster.
Yeah, last time around, Groomster got that walk, and then part of that double steal with him and Reeston Durham. So we'll see if maybe we can see that speed on display once again.
Change up at 76, misses down for ball one. Groomster remains uncommitted, but 29th ranked outfielder in Georgia. Sends that at 84, foul. So he's got a 1-1 count. Runner at first. One down off the Durham pop out. Gets away from the catcher, taken off for second, and he will be in there safe. So Groomster now has a runner in scoring position. Do got to say, I've seen all these people in shorts and all this stuff, and knowing it's like 30 degrees here in Georgia, it's making you a little wistful for the calendar to start speeding up.
Yeah. Look, I'm a big fan of winter, and I love when it is cold outside. But there is something nice about just some nice warm weather where you can just kind of wear whatever you'd like.
That's right. So gets away from the catcher, so the runner advances to third. So RJ Groomster's got himself an absolute opportunity to eat into this Building Champions 2-0 lead. And he indeed does, as that's going to cut across for, oh, they pulled him off the bag. The runner's still going to score, but Groomster finds himself at first base off a hard hit ball and kind of flashes a little bit of that 6.88 60 speed as he's down the line and able to beat that out as the first baseman was pulled off the bag.
Yeah, glad we got to see that speed really put on display there. Last time around he walked. This time around he uses those wheels and gets himself on first base. They're already trying to limit his speed here. 4G trying to pick him off on his first try.
So now 2-1 as Building Champions lead has been cut in half, and Cameron Jackson, the South Carolina commit, has a chance to build on this momentum for GBSA Rays here in the third. Miss outside. Jackson will be followed by Braylon Nelson. I would assume Brady Stewart and Jackson already know each other quite well. It's interesting, you talk to so many of these guys from the same recruiting classes and they'll have their group chats and everything. So I'm sure these two have already had some fun with each other ahead of this game.
Yeah, and it's also, you know, a tournament like this is a good way to go out and meet some of your future college teammates as well. Well, potentially this time, neither of them were committed. So I think
that is true.
By now, they might know each other. This could have been their first time ever facing each other.
Well, my hope is that they will have seen all the stuff that we're doing ahead of time, send that one down the line, foul. When they see all the promo posts that we have about this, that they reach out to each other.
Hopefully.
And decide that they need to start dialing it up.
Getting the slow-mo view
right
now.
Yeah, we've worked our slow-mo into this one a little bit. Just testing out some new camera equipment here at LakePoint Sports. Off the Pixel-Lock cameras.
Giving it a shot.
Yep.
Back to regular speed here.
Right. So Jackson draws himself a walk off 6 pitches, and he'll now find himself at first, and we'll have runners at first and second. 2-1 lead for Building Champions.
See if Braylon Nelson can help himself out here. His first 3 innings of work have awarded a two-run deficit, but we'll see if potentially he can run things up here and put another run on the board potentially.
Throw back to second. We'll simply see the runner, Groomster, go back to the bag as he beats that back. Miss high. So now 1-1 count to Nelson. It's a dribbler foul. This count now is 1-2. Runners at first and second. We've already seen GBSA Rays get on the board here in the third. But Nelson swings through that, and James 4G strands 2-1 is the lead for Building Champions. We'll be back with our Game Rewind. New pitcher on the mound for GBSA Rays as we sit in the 4th inning. Sebastian Dimitrov from Vero Beach High School in Florida takes over, and he will be facing Max Hamilton, Carter Jeffries, and AC Van Reen for Building Champions, who leads 2-1. Dimitrov, fastball around 87. He's got a changeup around 72 to 74, curveball 68 to 73, and a slider in the 64 to 69 mile-an-hour range. Seen a few really nice breaking balls out of him in his warm-up pitches, so going to be interested to see how he's able to work that in SAB. Back-to-back fastballs, though, 83 and 84, has in a 2-0 count.
You're getting to see Oklahoma State commit Max Hamilton again in this game. He's primarily a right-handed pitcher, is how he's listed on Prep Baseball's rankings. He's the #1 right-handed pitcher in the state of Kansas, but right now at the plate trying to show off some of the skills that he's got here and potentially bring them back to getting a little more insurance. Right now holding a 2-1 lead, just looking to make something happen here in the top of the 4th.
That's down the middle for a strike. And Hamilton, I mean, you look at his summer, he just did damage here at LakePoint on the mound at the plate. We saw some ridiculous power for him, and we saw exactly why he is the top-ranked right-hander in Kansas. Miss on the breaking ball. First he's thrown, and that's going to run the count to 2-2. Excuse me, 3-2. So the payoff pitch, Hamilton puts that into play. Going to be over the top of the head of the second baseman, and Max Hamilton has himself a leadoff single. So from Max Hamilton to Carter Jeffries, and Building Champions got things rolling here in the 4th to start off against a new pitcher.
This is definitely what you'd like to see out of Building Champions when you've now kind of given up on the 2-0 lead. You had a scoreless inning last time around. Starting it off with a leadoff hit is a great place to begin.
That's in for a strike at 82. Goes to the breaking ball, but he misses. It's going to make it 1-1.
It was a good work holding back on that one by Carter Jeffries.
Another miss on the fastball, now 2-1. Another miss, now 3-1.
It seems like maybe GBSA Rays' approach here on the mound is take as much time as possible. Sebastian Dimitrov doing very similar to Braylon Nelson, just kind of taking his time up there on the mound. Obviously, like we mentioned, there's no pitch clock. Nothing's forcing you to throw the ball. But it seems like with Dimitrov, he's moving at whatever pace he'd like. And sometimes for a pitcher, that can give you a huge advantage on the mound.
Goes low and outside, and he's able to get the strike. His count is now full. Back-to-back full counts. Holds off and gets himself a walk. So Hamilton finishes off his full count with a leadoff single, and then we see Carter Jeffries get the walk off his, and so now we'll have runners at first and second for AC Van Reen.
Yeah, that was a very well played at bat right there by Carter Jeffries, just holding off on a couple of close competitive pitches. You saw him kind of start to give the offering and hold himself back. That takes some good plate discipline. He showed it off there and got himself a walk.
Gets the bunt down. Yeah, lays down the bunt. The throw to third in time to get the lead runner. So we'll have him at first and second as Van Reen gets the bunt down and does his job, but unable to advance the runners, though, as we'll have him at first and second.
Yeah, good heads-up play right there by Sebastian Dimitrov there on the mound. Just immediately going for the leading force out at third and getting the out, just essentially making that bunt useless and getting it out.
What we're seeing on that high view makes you realize how tough it has to be to play sometimes here during the summertime, because there's a huge shadow over top of the plate, but the pitcher obviously baked in sunlight, so it's got to be really cutting down on the amount of time they're going to be able to pick up on the ball coming out of the pitcher's hand.
Yeah, this is, an 8 a.m. game. This game started on time as well. I think it was an 8:02 start officially, so that sun just kind of slowly comes up over that scout tower, and you slowly get a little bit more visibility in the batter's box. But for quite a while, you're in the shade, pitcher's out in the sun. It's kind of confusing for both sides of these matchups here on the mound and at the plate, but definitely a big aspect of how this game's going.
Ooh, nasty breaking ball. Runner takes off for third, and they will both advance. I think that might have been the best pitch that we have seen out of the hands of Sebastian Dimitrov.
I think even Blake J was a little bit surprised on how that one fell back into the zone, but extremely well done right there by Sebastian Dimitrov, and see what he's got here now that runners have advanced.
Puts that one in play down the left field line, but that will go foul. The readout, by the way, on Pitch Aware said that was 7 miles an hour breaking ball.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think it was a little bit faster than that, if I had to guess.
Not an ephus. He goes fastball and misses high. So we've got him at second and third. Count is 1-2. Now 2-2.
Tried to go for that breaking ball once again and try and sneak it into the strike zone, but
it doesn't drop in, and now the count will be full. This will be the 7th pitch of this at bat. Sends that foul.
It's been great work here at the plate, just kind of waiting on your opportunities, fouling off the pitches that will keep you alive, and here he does it again. He fouls another one off and keeps himself going.
Yeah, so Blake J stays alive. His next pitch will be the 9th of this at bat. Runners at second and third. 2-1 is the lead for Building Champions. Blake J looking to build on that here in the 4th. Puts this one in play on a 9th pitch. The throw, Jackson to the plate. Got him. Looked like a football drill there as he's able to hold him back and keep him at bay. And smart plays here by GBSA Rays gets the first and second outs of this inning.
Yeah, both of those plays, great jobs at trying to just kind of mitigate the risk of runs scoring as the inning goes on, and you do the right thing there, and you get the out at home and avoid giving up another run. You keep yourself 1 run in this game.
So they're now at the corners. Benjamin Burton, the leadoff hitter, at the plate.
Great breaking ball right there to start off this one for Dimitrov.
Yeah, he certainly has a fantastic feel for his secondary stuff. First time we've seen Building Champions finally step out, 3rd time through. Benjamin Burton says, I've had enough.
I feel like after 2 times you realize, okay, it seems like they're not going to stop doing this to us, so might as well use your disengagements while you can.
Yep. I reluctantly want to keep saying Benjamin Button instead of Benjamin Burton, but we're going to hold off. He may age in reverse considering how long these GBSA Rays pitchers are taking to throw a pitch. But that's a fastball high and runs the count to 1-2. Runners at the corners. Seen GBSA Rays with some chances here in this inning, but they have not been able to capitalize. Excuse me, Building Champions has not been able to capitalize. Burton puts that one in play. Center fielder didn't have to go anywhere to hold that one in, and that will end the inning and end the threat. 2-1 continues to be the lead for Building Champions. We'll be back with our game rewind.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
It'll be Bryson Harris, Sebastian Dimitrov, and Aiden Gorvit at the plate for GBSA Rays. They trail 2-1 against Building Champions here in the bottom of the fourth inning. James Forgy back out on the mound for Building Champions. First one is put in play. That's right up the middle for a base hit. Nice job by Bryson Harris. Not wasting any time at all to get things rolling for GBSA Rays here in the fourth.
Yeah, showing off some aggressiveness early in this this inning, and you're just continuing. Once again, last inning, you got your run. You're getting things started here, looking to capitalize and continue to push some momentum into this second half of the game.
So Dimitrov, who took over on the mound for Braylon Nelson, is now at the plate. At a Vero Beach High School in Florida, 5'11", 170-pounder switch hitter. Now got himself a 1-1 count. Make that 2-1.
See what 4G has to offer here.
Another miss. That one way inside. Hitters count here at 3-1. Holds off right down the middle.
It seemed like 4G knew for sure that that one was going to be a stone cold take from Dimitrov. You got a ball that came in play, kind of spooked our shortstop there a
Sure
little
did.
bit.
I've seen Brady Stewart here for a couple years now. You think he'd be used to balls randomly dropping under the field here at LakePoint.
I feel like at some point you just can't. You just will never get used to,
Nope.
to objects falling out of the sky.
No. So the walk to Sebastian Dimitrov will now give Aiden Gorvit an opportunity here with runners at first and second. It's worse in the scout tower, though. When you're on the scout tower and it hits that metal roof, it sounds like a bomb.
You never know where it's coming from because you got 4 different fields that you could be getting foul
Yep.
balls from there. I've certainly been up in the scout tower at times when that has occurred, and it is scary and loud.
It'll never not freak you out as that one's going foul.
Seeing a little bit more of this team trying to utilize the base paths this time around. See them offering that bunt on the first go at it, and see what they go here for the rest of this at bat.
Trying to advance these runners. Nobody out. Shows bunt again, but pulls back. Counts now 1-1. Goes bunt again. Does not, though, get it back, or gets it back and watches a strike come through. So the count's now going to be 1-2. No, he won't be showing bunt here.
I wouldn't be so sure all the time.
Oh, he does it. He does it, and he gets it down.
Wow.
Gorvit gets it down. The throw from third pulls him off the bag. Here comes a run for GBSA Rays as Gorvit makes his way to second base.
I got to be honest, I was kidding. I did not think he was actually going to show the bunt. I've seen it every now and then on 2 strikes, but you got to be really confident in your skills right there. And that was fantastic work by Aiden Gorvit to lay down a 2-strike bunt and then reach on that throwing error and get himself to second base. That's fantastic work right there.
Well, great job by GBSA Rays. And this game has just got a lot more interesting as we're now tied up at 2-2. Skies the first pitch. That is going to be all the way back to the wall. Here comes one run. Here comes another run on his way into third base.
Wow.
Easily. Nice job. Knox Williams coming through with a 2-run triple, and GBSA Rays have suddenly found themselves in the lead here in this matchup.
That was absolutely huge right there for GBSA Rays. Getting runs, we're getting into the kind of the midnight hour here in this game, and you needed to see a huge offensive explosion, and that is what you've gotten in this inning. It has been phenomenal.
So they now have a 4-2 advantage here in the 4th inning. Trailed 2-1 coming in. Saw 1-run score off of what could have been an out at first base, and now 2 off the triple from Knox Williams.
This has been all-out fantastic work right here from GBSA Rays in this inning. We've seen quite a few offensive shortcomings early in this game, but finally putting everything together right here. Get a pass ball right here. Once again, capitalizing on some mistakes by building champions. And GBSA Rays gets another one on the board.
And Knox Williams makes his way home and just building on this lead now. They've now scored 4 runs here in the 4th inning. Found their way to get into James Forgey's head a little bit now, as they have taken advantage. Jace Dardar at the plate. So good, you got to watch it twice.
Yeah, see him just barely missed the mark right there on the outside twice, but it only counts once. Great pitch right there to get Dardar swinging.
James Forgey just looking to fight back now. This game's gotten away from him a little bit, as that one's going to get away as well. After Jace Dardar to be Zachary Simmons. So a walk to Jace Dardar, and here does come Simmons, the runner at first. Four runs in this inning for GBSA Rays, giving them a 5-2 lead. Another miss. That one up against the wall, and Dardar will make his way to second base. So a little bit of issues here in this inning for James Forgey. Wild pitches have proved costly.
Yeah, and between him and then you had that throwing error as well on the bunt by Gorvit that ended up bringing him around the bases too. You just have to chalk up these runs right here in this inning to some defensive miscues that you really just can't excuse.
It's back-to-back fastballs, back-to-back balls, 2-0 count. Goes back to it and gets the call on the outside. Now 2-1. Another fastball, another strike. The count now even. Dardar at second base. Already 4 runs for GBSA Rays in this inning. Swing and a miss.
Goes down on strikes right there.
Does go down on strikes, so a big out for James Forgy. So he finally gets an out.
Now Josh Jordan giving it his try. Forgy.
Jordan jumps on the first pitch. And that will be an out.
Now 2 outs here for Building Champions. They need all that they can get at the moment, and Forgy just looking to stop the bleeding here.
And he's going back to the top of the order, now facing Reeston Durham, who steps to the plate for the 3rd time today. Gets away from the catcher, and Dardar makes his way to 3rd. Dardar on the brink of scoring. Very, very close to saying Jar Jar Binks, but we're not going that. We're not going there.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's heard it before.
He probably has. I must say that is a last name that I've never seen before, and I doubt I will see again.
Yep. Miss high, and nice job from Durham laying off there. The count now 2-0. Swings through that, got a piece of the catcher.
See what Durham's got here with Forgy. Seems like he's been struggling a little bit, so Durham can sit comfortably knowing that either he's probably going to get a ball or something that he can maybe give a ride.
That's in for a strike.
Well-placed pitch right there by Forgy.
So the count's now 2-2. You got a runner at 3rd base. Durham rips that one to the right side. It's over top of the right fielder's head. Dardar scores. Reeston Durham showing off the speed, loses his helmet, and something else along the way. Reeston Durham's got himself an RBI double, and GBSA Rays have themselves 5 runs here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, I think if Reeston would have dropped one more item, he might have had enough weight off of him that he could have made it to 3rd.
So GBSA Rays have just had themselves an absolutely massive inning here in the 4th. 5 runs scored in this inning. That will be the end of the day for James Forgy. We'll be back with you shortly, and we'll dive into this new pitcher for Building Champions.
Grilling is an art. Don't forget to add sausage, Picasso. Keep it juicy.
Jump to the jam, boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty.
Bristol Barber takes over on the mound for Building Champions, as we've seen 5 runs scored for GBSA Rays in this inning. The last coming off of a double from Reeston Durham, and here's RJ Groomster at the plate. Barber's first offering is a ball, 6'3", 180-pounder from Lewisburg High School in Kansas. 18th ranked righty in Kansas, 55th overall in the class. 21 junior feature gamer. Another miss high. He's the 18th ranked righty in Kansas, 55th overall in the class. Fastball up to 85. He's got a changeup 73 to 76 and a curveball at 73. Curveball, by the way, 2,800 spin as Reeston Durham takes off
what
at 3rd
jump.
base. Yeah.
That was a phenomenal jump. We already knew that he had the speed to get there, but no chance to get him out there at 3rd.
Great jump from Reeston Durham for the steal, and Groomster waiting for the first strike off the hands of Barber, and he's not going to get it as he makes his way down to first base on 4 pitches for the walk.
Yeah, certainly not the way that you want to start your day if you're Bristol Barber on the mound.
Seen this game get away from Building Champions. They seemed to complete control. I mean, what they were giving GBSA Rays going to this inning was just a little bit. And if they gave it, they were just able to kind of pull back and limit damage. And now all of a sudden we see a massive inning out of GBSA Rays. 2 extra base hits that go for RBI, a triple from Knox Williams, and then a double from Reeston Durham. Taking off for second base, and they got him being greedy, and that'll end the threat. But a 5-run inning for GBSA Rays has changed the complexity of this game. We'll be back from our Game Rewind. A new pitcher for GBSA Rays. Reeston Durham takes over for Sebastian Dimitrov, and he'll be facing off against Brady Stewart, Milo Burton, and Drew Yockey. As we have seen, GBSA Rays take a 6-2 lead as we head into the 5th inning of play in this pool play game from this summer's 16U National Championship.
Got a future SEC matchup right here with Durham on the
That's
mound.
right.
I don't know if we'll really see Durham pitching for the Longhorns necessarily, but he does get on the mound right here to face South Carolina commit Brady Stewart. Got some kind of bug flying around the outfield camera.
You never know what's going to happen. Stewart skies this one, and that will be caught for the first out. So now 1 down. Somebody out there in the grass got themselves an out, but camera didn't cut in time for us to see it. But we promise you he was indeed out, as now you see Brady Stewart making his way back to the dugout. So we go from Brady Stewart to Milo Burton.
Okay, we haven't pointed this out yet, but Milo Burton and Benjamin Burton may be brothers. They do attend the same high school.
Oh, man, what a chop shot right back at Reeston Durham. Second baseman has it, throws, and that's going to go back to the fence. Burton is going to advance to second base, as that one was out of play. But, man, what a shot back at Reeston Durham. And that's the kind of moment that makes him happy. He will not be on the mound for the Texas Longhorns when he gets sauced.
Yeah, and I'm sure the Texas Longhorns are glad that he did not get hit by that one. But
wow, man, what a rocket off the bat of Burton.
It would have been unbelievable if he had caught that, but just the incredible reflexes it took to get out of the way of that baseball was unreal. Those are seen some scary moments on comebackers before, but luckily we avoid that and just ends up with an error.
So now Drew Yockey at the plate, runner at second. Ball 1 to Yockey.
Certainly an interesting day for Reeston Durham, a middle infielder by trade, but a DH in this game and then getting on the mound is not exactly what was typically expected out of Reeston Durham.
Ball 2. And you wonder how much that 5-run inning kind of changed things, where they were like, yeah, we can kind of give Reeston a chance to go out there and run it up a little bit. That's in for a strike. Count now is 3-1. Glances back at the runner, and it's going to miss. Drew Yockey and Building Champions looking to get some momentum going after giving up 5 runs in the 4th inning.
Yeah, this is certainly the part of the lineup that you wanted up. You started the inning with Stewart, who has showed some good flashes here. You draw a walk right there from Yockey, and now Burton and Yockey have made it on base consecutively. And he's starting something here for Building Champions, trying to bounce back from what was a bit of a rough defensive inning for kind of the whole team last time out.
Here's Luke Hanahan. Runners at second and third. Gets away from him, but runners will not advance.
Solid work behind the plate right now. Had a couple of pitches that have found the turf, but good work behind the plate to make some stops and mitigate some risk.
Hanahan ropes this. It's going to drop down between the second baseman and center fielder, and everybody will advance. We're going to have the bases loaded now off that bloop single from Luke Hanahan.
Yeah, that's a really tricky spot for that ball to fall into, kind of on both sides, because for base runners, you really don't want to try it and end up having to crawl back to first base trying to get back. But that was a tough spot to find yourself in for building champions with that one, just kind of getting into no man's land.
That'll be Hayden Sharp with the bases loaded. It's in for a strike. After giving up 5 runs in the fourth, Building Champions has a chance to get some of those runs back with the bases loaded.
Absolutely huge spot for the Mizzou commit, Hayden Sharp at the plate.
He's got a 1-1 count. Make that 2-1. Ball gets away from the catcher, but everyone's staying put. Building Champions may have some speed, but not that much speed. Durham with the 2-1. That is down the middle for a strike, 79 miles an hour. Seen recent up to 81. That miss will make it 2-2. For GBSA Rays, I think you just want Reeston pitching to contact at this point. But to make something happen, that one goes foul. Don't want to give too much confidence to a lineup that you know can do some damage. The 7th pitch of this at bat. It's going to miss high, and everyone will advance, and GBSA Rays have given up a run.
It was a really difficult spot that Reeson's found himself in, just a couple of kind of oddities that have put runners on base, and then you had the bloop single that fell in the outfield, and then now it's just kind of, it seems like everything's going against you, and just have a bit of a rough at bat there and send that one soaring for a walk and a run.
So Hayden Sharp walks, and we've now got a 6-3 game. So we go from Hayden Sharp to Max Hamilton.
Long meeting there at the mound, but Reeson remains in the game and will face the ensuing Max Hamilton.
Yeah, it's 6'2", 208-pounder. You mentioned the top-ranked right-hander in the state of Kansas, but also a guy who has exit velos around 90 miles an hour and bat speed north of 74.2. So while he has predominantly risen up rankings for that fastball that's up to 92, he can do some damage at the plate, and he could absolutely do that here and help out this Building Champions lineup, so they trail 6-3 here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, and his size, he's also got a sub 760. Wow. So you're going to see some good stuff out of Max Hamilton here if he can give it a ride.
Skies that back foul. That's some like tight end build right there. You're talking about 6'2", 208 and that kind of speed. The strike looking is going to make it 1-2. See if Grayson Durham can work himself out of trouble. He's already given up 1 run off the walk. Hamilton puts this one in play. Right fielder has it. Runner will take off, and Max Hamilton has himself a sacrifice RBI, and we've now got a 6-4 game.
So I looked up Max Hamilton, tried to see. I don't see anything football, so
okay.
I think he's just sticking to baseball, but maybe we'll see him at tight end for the Pokes. Who knows?
There you go. Now don't let Gundy see him.
They could use him. Bad season.
Yeah, what started off with them, you know, a pretty strong national ranking as that ball is into center field, and another run's going to score for for Building Champions as GBSA Rays has seen things kind of get away from them a little bit in this inning. We saw the game seemingly get out of the hands of Building Champions the last half an inning when 5 runs crossed the plate for GBSA Rays, but all of a sudden Building Champions find themselves right back in this.
I think that was GBSA Ray's way of telling us they don't want to hear us talk about
That's
Oklahoma
right.
State football.
AC Van Reen at the plate. Texas commit Reeston Durham, a rare appearance on the mound for him, and walked in with a 6-2 lead, and that has certainly changed as Building Champions have worked their way right back into this ball game.
I believe we've got Carter Jeffries at the plate, catcher. It looks like Carter Jeffries actually swing and miss. Reeston's showing a little bit of fight back now after issuing that walk, and after that meeting at the mound, he seemed to settle it back in a little bit. He's finding the strike zone a little bit more, and see what Jeffries has to offer.
Yeah, my apologies. Van Reen actually is in the on-deck circle for Building Champions.
Off the hands in the infield.
Third baseman has it. Long throw. It was well off the bag, so we're going to have runners at the corners.
Seems like the story here is with both teams, and your big offensive innings has become kind of storied by the opposing side's big defensive mishaps.
Yep.
Pinch runner for our catcher.
So here is the aforementioned AC Van Reen. Runners at the corners. Fastball just misses from Durham. Catcher wanted that one badly as runner takes off for second.
Pinch runner didn't really have to try too much to get down to second base. He took his sweet time.
Yeah, that's actually James Forgy.
Doing it all.
Doing it all, yep. All right, Durham delivers. Sends that foul. It's going to make the count 1-2. So Van Reen get on. It'll be Blake J.
See what Van Reen's approach looks like for the rest of this at bat. You're obviously down early in the count and now fighting back to 2-2. See if he can continue to make things happen and extend this inning.
Oh, just
Close
misses.
one.
Man, absolutely just misses.
Stone cold take from Van Reen.
Yep.
Didn't even think about it. That's a tough pitch to take on 2-2, but Van Reen stays and is rewarded for it. So we'll see the full count here.
All right, Durham with the payoff pitch. He's going to miss inside, so bases are now going to be loaded as Van Reen trots down to first base. And here comes Blake J.
Good work right there in that at bat by Van Reen. Maybe got bailed out a little bit on that 2-2 take, but finds himself on first base nonetheless.
Coming up with a game plan here. Remember, we saw Blake J drop down a bunt on a 2-strike count.
Certainly not afraid to make things happen no matter what.
We said it's 6-5 right now. 5 runs from GBSA Rays in the bottom of the 4th, and now 3 runs for Building Champions here in the top of the 5th. Chance to build on that. We'll see if Jay can make that happen. Long inning for Reese and Durham on the mound. So that foul, 79-mile-an-hour fastball. Count is now 1-1 to Jay.
Jay's the 9th batter that Durham's seen in this inning of work.
Well, he has the bases loaded, a 1-1 count, 2 down. Jay sends that one into center field, and mercifully the inning comes to an end after Building Champions scores 3 runs. We now have a 6-5 game as we move along to the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll be back with our Game Rewind.
Where's it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage. And keep it juicy.
Woogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect, I'm the man in command, come. Flow with the sounds of the mighty Mike.
Welcome back to our Game Rewind. GBSA Rays and Building Champions 6-5 game for us is continuing with Bristol Barber on the mound in this relief appearance. Took over for James Forgy.
Got Cameron Jackson here at the plate.
Cameron Jackson been playing shortstop, so it's a weird bunt setup.
Yeah, that was odd. I wouldn't advise putting your hand that far down the barrel if you're going to be bunting, but to each their own.
Hard hit ball off an 82-mile-an-hour fastball down the right side.
Seems like he's a little bit mad that he was a little too early on that one. Maybe need to sit back on it and make something happen there, but we'll step back into the box and give it another shot.
It's got a 2-1 count. Got himself a punch out, off a 2-2 count. So Jackson goes down on strikes and go from Cameron Jackson to Braylon Nelson now with 1 down.
That was a fantastic at bat right there for Bristol Barber. Great sequencing and gets a punchy.
Miss high to the Florida State commit.
Hard to miss high on a guy that's 6'6".
Yeah. Fastball down in the zone at 82 is going to run the count even. Oh, that one hits him in the shoulder, so Nelson makes his way down to first base with a 1 out hit by pitch.
Almost no reaction.
Yeah.
Out of that hit by pitch for Nelson. So the strength comes along with the build that he has.
That's right. Bryson Harris's turn. Harris, as I mentioned earlier, the 37th ranked outfielder in Georgia, 146 overall in the class at a Georgia Premier Academy. Fastball in for a strike. And just got away from Barber.
Barber really wants to keep Nelson there, keep this potential double play ball in order. Looking to get out of this inning quickly with just 1 out, but got the force play there at first and second. Oh.
Stewart has it, flips to second for 1 out, throws to first for the other. An inning-ending double play for Building Champions as GBSA race Stram 1. It continues to be 6-5 as we roll along in this game rewind.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, 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 and this. So you can get together for a little of that, that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
It'll be Benjamin Burton, Brady Stewart, and Milo Burton for Building Champions. They trail 6-5 to GBSA Rays as we sit here in the bottom of the top of the 6th inning, in this pool play action from the 16U National Championship.
Yes, things certainly hit the ground running in the second half of the game, starting in the bottom of the 3rd, a huge inning. And it's just kind of kept rolling from there, and maybe we'll just keep rolling right now. Burton seeing that one deep.
Man, absolutely into the corner. Burton on the run, make his way past first, on his way to second. He will stop there, claps his hands with a leadoff double.
And to this point, man, Building Champions has just showed off the fact that they've got speed all throughout this lineup, and Benjamin Burton flashed it right there.
So Brady Stewart now has himself a runner in scoring position. Fastball misses low and outside.
Rosen Durham continues. We talked about how he had a pretty long inning last time around with 9, but ends up getting out of it. And then a bit of a quick inning for GBSA Race. So he finds himself back up on the mound pretty quickly. Now
sends that one foul.
Trying to fight with Brady Stewart here to sit him down.
He's got a 1-1 count, runner at second in the form of Benjamin Burton off that leadoff double.
It's an interesting thing I've noticed throughout this later parts of this game is that Building Champions taking their time to get back in the box, forcing that pitcher to kind of stand and wait on them now. So maybe trying to take over that pacing that we saw the GBSA Rays pitchers taking advantage of early in this game.
Miss from Durham. Sends that foul down the third base side. Counts now 2-2.
Liking this at bat so far for Stewart. Just fighting things off there around the zone, waiting for something that he wants to put a bat on.
High up in the zone, he rips it though over top of the shortstop's head. Runner takes off for third. We hold there. He makes his way home, so Benjamin Burton going to score as Brady Stewart has himself an RBI single.
It's a fantastic way to utilize the top of your lineup coming up, and the biggest part of this game to this point. And building champions is right back in it.
So Milo Burton now, we've got ourselves a 6-6 game.
A huge spot for the top of your lineup, and Milo Burton continuing to potentially have a good day here and keep that rolling.
Talked about the speed that Building Champions possesses. We'll see if Brady Stewart stays long at first base with that 6.82 speed, and he's taken off for second, and he will easily take it.
He will not be hanging out at first very long, and none of his teammates seem to have wanted to either. Now we see the pair of South Carolina, or future South Carolina Gamecocks at short, with Stewart leading off at second base.
See if Stewart is content at standing at second, dancing around, get Durham's attention.
If I had to guess, he does not want to be there very long. He'd probably prefer be standing on home plate right now, but see what he's got here.
There he goes. Quick jump, but that one's going foul, and Stewart will have to make his way back. What a ridiculous jump that we got on Durham.
Yeah, all for naught. See what Milo Burton's got now. Gonna see it in slow-mo, it seems like.
Well, it was a quick jump. I mean, you watch how deliberate the delivery is from Durham here, and Stewart just gets an insane jump on him.
They just want to see the stare down between Reeston and Stewart there.
Should have added some dramatic music to that. I think it would have just elevated the entire thing.
Maybe we'll throw that in at post.
There you go. Still dancing. This time he is taken off as he gets away from the catcher, and Brady Stewart finds himself at third base now, and the count is full.
We knew he wanted to run around the base paths, and he's gotten his opportunities here. So see what Burton does. He's continuing a relatively long at bat here.
Ropes this into left field. Near the warning track, Stewart taking off for home, and he will easily coast in an RBI sacrifice fly for Burton, and Brady Stewart crosses the plate, and all of a sudden we have a lead for Building Champions as we sit here in the fifth inning.
Yeah, that was an unbelievably played first three batters, really, for this Building Champions squad. It looks like Durham's going to exit the game, but fantastic work right there. Your leadoff guy hits the double, sets yourself up, you hit the single, ends up scoring that runner on second, and then Brady Stewart did a fantastic job finding his way around the base paths. They extended that at bat as long as they could. Now you got a runner on third for Milo Burton to send that one to the wall, and gets caught, but you score another run.
Now we're going to take a quick break, and we will catch you up on GBSA's new pitcher, Dardar, when we return.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Jace Dardar is the new pitcher for GBSA Rays, and he's got Drew Yockey at the plate now. Miss off the fastball, 75 to start things off against Yockey. Ropes that fastball, 74 down the left field lines, foul.
Building champions having a fantastic start to this inning. We'll see if that pitching change for GBSA Rays can maybe make things happen. Kind of a tough spot for Reese and Durham. He faced 12 batters and just 1.1 innings pitched, or 1.0 really, but or 1.1. Yeah, he got that final out, but just a tough outing and a tough start here now for their new pitcher.
Yeah, Jace Dardar, the breaking ball hits Yockey square in the back, so it'll be a runner at first, and now we got Luke Hanahan. Yockey staying put at first as that hits off the catcher's mitt and goes to the dirt.
See if Dardar can find a little bit more control here.
Hanahan ropes that down the right side, and that's going to drop down. Yockey making his way to third base. Hanahan will be standing at second. He gets in ahead of the throw, so a double for Luke Hanahan.
A little bit more of that speed here from Building Champions put on display. 6'8", 360 for Hanahan, and used all of it to get to second base right there.
Hayden Sharp's turn.
Jumps on the first one.
Right back to the first baseman, throws it to third though, and he will be safe, but they nearly doubled him up, but nice job getting back. So it'll be 2 down.
Good work by Dardar, kind of reeling things back in and just finding the zone. The first at bat he missed, and then got the foul ball, and then issued the free pass via hitting Drew Yockey, but he's reeled it back in and caused some early contact in these at bats, and seems to be fighting back with him.
He's got Max Hamilton now at the plate. The first pitch, strike. Second pitch is in for a strike.
Doing a good job right now of hitting the black in this at bat.
Got him.
I believe that first pitch was close but called a ball, and then our last 2 were strikes, and now we're looking at a 1-2 count. That was a fantastic breaking ball, though, from Jace Dardar.
Yeah, definitely staying away from Max Hamilton, and for good reason. Goes breaking ball high in the zone. He gets himself an inning-ending strikeout, but Building Champions has scored twice, and they lead 7-6 as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be back with our game rewind from the 16U National Championship.
Grilling is an art. Don't forget to add sausage, Picasso. Keep it juicy.
Jump to the jam, boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect, I'm the man in command, come, flow with the sounds of the mighty.
Seven 6 is the lead for Building Champions as they came back with 2 runs in the top of the 6th. And we'll see Sebastian Dimitrov lead things off for GBSA Rays here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Barber back on the mound for Building Champions. Fastball at 82 misses for ball 1. And gets away from the catcher, now 2-0.
This is prime time here. You got to make something happen. Bottom of the 6th. GBSA Rays needs runs, and they need them bad, and this is where you got to start here with Dimitrov.
It's in for a strike. It goes Sebastian Dimitrov, Aiden Gorvit, and Knox Williams for GBSA Rays. Fouls that off, and the count will be 2-2. Rips the breaking ball foul on the right side, and the count is going to remain at 2-2.
See what Bristol Barber has here. See if he's potentially got some strikeout stuff that can end this at bat with Dimitrov.
Barber goes breaking ball, hits him in the shoulder, almost exactly what he did to Nelson in the last inning. So we'll have a leadoff hit by pitch for GBSA Rays as they try to come back, now trailing 7-6 here in the bottom of the 6th.
And Dimitrov getting on base, that leads way for Aiden Gorvit to come up, who had that big 2-strike bunt that we saw, and he advanced to second base on in his last at bat. So see if he has some more magic here.
Jumps on the first pitch, and that one is into left field for the out, and Dimitrov will retreat back to first. So one down for Knox Williams, he of the 2-run triple. Just misses outside, a little high, sorry. Back pick to throw the first.
Quick throw there, but makes it back safely.
Counts now 1-1 to Williams. Key runner at first base in a 7-6 game. Miss high and inside to make it 2-1.
Try and reel things back in here. If you're Bristol Barber on the mound, don't want to lose another one and give up another free base runner.
Another miss, a little high.
Seems like he's, a lot of times when he's gotten to 3-0, or 3-1, he's been attacking the zone pretty lazily, and puts that one in.
3-1, right back to Barber, throws the second for 1 out and to first for another. Man, what a fantastic job as they get out of the inning. We'll be back. We continue to roll through in our game rewind from the 16U National Championship.
All right, what is going on? What just happened? Oh!
Wait a minute, we're not going anywhere. All right, we're not going anywhere. We thought we were going to commercial. We're not, because they said the first baseman came off the bag. So the at-bat will continue as Knox Williams is going to be standing at first base. There's 2 down.
Wow. What an insane turn of events right there. Everybody off the field, and we're right back to it.
These are replays, but if you wondered if we didn't know what's happening, we just don't. We just showed you that we have no clue what's happening as he absolutely rips that one. Runner taken off for a second. Oh, man, called it foul.
That would have been the most ridiculous change of momentum ever. You thought you were about to go and get out in the field on defense for the top of the 7th. Instead, you sent one hard hit out to right field, but just goes foul for Jace Dardar.
Yeah, you saw him smack his hands as he came back. He thought he had an absolute moment on his hands. All right, so a foul ball off the fastball for Dardar, and things will continue. Changeup misses low and inside. Counts now 1-1. Two outs. Runner at first. Dardar holds off, and now Knox Williams will advance to second. It's now a 2-1 count.
You might have noticed Brady Stewart giving his outfielders the sign to play in on the ball so you can be there to cover a bloop single and potentially get the play out at home to stop that run from scoring.
Now got a 3-1 count. Down the middle for a strike at 83 miles an hour as Jace Dardar watches that cross the plate.
Full count now. See what these two have to offer. It's been quite the battle here for this at bat.
He's going to miss high as Dardar makes his way down to first, and runner will advance to third. So we're going to have him at the corners for Zachary Simmons.
Easily the biggest spot here in this game. It's been quite a thrilling second half of this game.
Barber has him at the corners, 2 down. Simmons at the plate. 7-6 game. Well, he skies this one. Oh, he's dropped. 1 run is scored. Throw back to third.
Calls him safe.
Calls him safe. What in the world is going on here? Man, so we are all notched up at 7-7 off the drop in center field. A demoralizing moment without question for Building Champions. They thought they were out of this. The call at first base when we saw Knox Williams be called safe in the end as the first baseman came off the bag. He ends up scoring off that hit from Simmons, and man, now we're all tied up at 7-7.
Yeah, with Josh Jordan coming to the plate. Wow, that was an insane turn of events. Like you said, Building Champions totally thinks they're out of it, and then now they have to retake the field. They drop a ball out in center field, and a run scores. A runner advances to third, and all of a sudden, this is a very, very odd ball game if it wasn't exciting enough. Let's see what Josh Jordan's got here. Potential to end of this game.
Sends that one back foul. And if he gets on, you got Reeston Durham waiting in the on-deck circle. The throw back to first. Keeps the runner in place.
Now a tied ball game in the bottom of the 6th. I think by this point we have run out of time.
Yeah, this will be the last at bats of the game. Either you get out of here with a GBSA win or a tie.
Yeah, meanwhile, while this was happening, their group mates, Durbacks Platinum, who had beaten both of these teams in group play prior to this game, were in the midst of their own tie with Louisville Legends.
Strike in the outside corner. Count is full. Barber delivers, gets away from the catcher. Runner taken off He will score, and GBSA Rays have got themselves an 8-7 win as time was not on the side of Building Champions. They're unable to get out of that inning, and opportunity presented itself for GBSA Rays, and they take advantage and get themselves an 8-7 win in this pool play matchup from the 16U National Championship.
What an unbelievable ending to that game. It was actually unreal. Like, every single turn, something was changing, something happened here. It was unbelievable all the way through.
Yeah, an absolute gem of a game for us. And if you like this, we are far from done. So make sure you stick with us all winter long here on these game rewinds. For you follow the LakePoint Sports social channels, we keep you up to date each week on which matchup we will have coming. You'll be able to find those for free on X, on Facebook, and YouTube. So make sure you check all those out and help spread the word as we continue to provide you with these all year long until we get back to the Georgia Dugout Club tournaments in February here from the Baseball Village. So until next time, for Grayson, Rosen, and producer Maddie Bullock, I'm Cory McCartney, and for now, we're signing off from LakePoint Sports.